If you guys have not seen, Clash Royale has just announced the addition of level 16, marking one of the most impactful updates in Clash Royale history. So let's talk about the specifics of this update as well as what this means specifically for merge tactics. Now guys, we're starting off with a few exciting things they're trying to highlight. 2v2 league, that's cool. New evolution box, you'll get evolution shards. Trophy word rework, but we're not going to focus on that. We are going to be focusing on progression and the removal of elite wildcards, which was the height of discussion a few days ago when people noticed that elite wildcards were removed from Trophy Road and ranked, which caused a lot of controversy. And today we're finding out the exact reason. Elite wildcards are disappearing, and any elite wildcards that you have will be converted over to gems. And now they are basically making, look, this is a long article, but basically I already skimmed through it. They are making upgrading cards simpler. I guess they're removing books, magic coins, all those other magic items, and they're basically making it so you need only gold, gems, and wild cards to upgrade. And let's see, let's find it. New card levels. Let's see where it is. Level 16. We are introducing level 16. This is the biggest fear that people had. And I'm honestly very worried about the game. But let's look specifically. Is it that bad? Is it as bad as we think? Let's look at the comparison of the past cards that we need to upgrade. Of course, let's look at the level 14. You have 5,000 commons, 1250 rares. You can look at that for yourself. And then, of course, the 50k wild cards. And now with the new system, you have this number of cards that you need. Now, if you actually compare, I guess it doesn't look that bad. I guess you don't need 50,000 elite wild cards, which was pretty bad before, but it's still pretty bad. It's level 16. It's an entirely new level of progression that we really didn't need. So I'm honestly very worried about that. It is a brand new step. It's going to completely change progression. And my initial assumption is that it's going to make it a lot harder for players to upgrade their cards to max out. Now all max players have to get an extra step, and that's pretty much all it is. Trophy road extension, updates to ranked access. They're increasing the trophies that you need for arenas. This is a basic TLDR. Of course, card upgrades are going to focus on core cards, gold wild cards, as I mentioned. They're removing magic items, replacing them with other things, level 16. Ranked battles, of course, upgrade costs, yada, yada, yada. So what do I think this means specifically for merge tactics? Let's buy the Prince here. The Prince is always an excellent starting card. Well, look, level 15 or level 16 is not going to impact the level system of merge tactics that much, because level 16, look, it's going to increase the cap for levels in merge tactics. Is not going to be 15, but now it's going to be 16 as per normal Clash, right? And that won't make too big of a difference, because if you recall, individual levels in merge tactics only make up about a 1 to 2% difference. So if you're facing level 16 cards, it's not going to be too pay to win specifically for merge tactics. So it's not going to be too impactful in that sense. However, it is going to be an additional thing you have to worry about. Let's go for the princess, I guess. We're just going to go for this. Preserve some HP. But my biggest concern with this is how the public will receive it. Look, the update just came out. It is currently, let me show you on my cell phone right now. It's currently 10:09. And this update announcement came out at precisely 10 a.m. So 9 minutes ago. So the update is very new. I still don't know how the public has received it just yet, because, I didn't go on Twitter or anything. I'm sure Twitter is freaking out right now. I'm sure Discord is kind of also freaking out people in the Clash Royale Discord server, the retake server as well. So I'm sure there is just so much mayhem going on right now. And that is the one concern leading up to this, because there was a lot of controversy. Let's buy, I guess I'll go for the Mega Knight. I don't know. But there was a lot of controversy online because basically a week ago, people noticed that they removed elite wildcards from ranked and trophy road. So people thought that, oh, maybe they're just nerfing free-to-play progression. No, this changes everything. So there was a lot of controversy. A lot of people were saying, oh, if it's level 16, I'm genuinely quitting the game. There was so much negative sentiment from the public that on the level 16, right? The possibility of level 16 coming true. And now that level 16 is here and that it is true, I'm very curious and honestly worried how the public is receiving this. And of course, merge tactics is tied to Clash. It is literally inside of Clash Royale. And so my worry is that, oh, if Clash Royale, the player base tanks, then of course merge tactics will also tank. And the thing about merge tactics is primarily made up of, I guess you could say, casual players because it's a very free-to-play game. That is my guess. They're trying to make it a casual game mode, and casual is tied to free-to-play. So if a lot of free-to-play players are quitting from Clash Royale, then I would assume that that is indirectly going to affect the Merge Tactics player base because I'm going to assume, oh, if people are not going to play Clash, then maybe they delete the app. They're not going to play Merge Tactics either. So that's what my biggest concern is. The level system directly will not have too big of an impact on Merge Tactics. So that one I'm not too worried about. However, the popularity of the game is what I'm worried about, especially given the fact that Merge Tactics is not doing too well right now with the addition of the Elixir Loon and, you know, the difficulties in balancing the game right now. So that's my biggest concern. Let's buy the Goblin here and let's try to come back. We do get the double Goblins. I'll go for the... I guess I could go for the Mega Knight here. Let's just try to make things work. We're against a dead guy, so we should be in a good spot. However, I guess my one point, my counter to myself is that, well, Merge Tactics, a lot of people, because the two game modes are very separate, there's some people that play both Clash and both Merge Tactics, but there are also a lot of people that exclusively play either, right? A lot of people, I feel like Merge Tactics is a type of game where most of the player base either loves it or hates it. You have a lot of people that just never touch Merge Tactics. They're like, oh, do people actually play Merge Tactics? And you have the other side of people that are saying, oh, I'm only playing Clash Royale just to keep Merge Tactics. So the fact that level 16 is not going to directly impact Merge Tactics significantly is actually very good for us if you kind of think about the bright side of it, because look, if people are only playing Merge Tactics, then it's not going to affect you. Like if you're only playing Merge, then let's go for the, actually just really quickly, we can actually go for the full Brawler here, so I'm just going to do that. And I guess we're just going to chill out with that, but it's not going to have too big of an impact on the player base, so that's something that I'm personally thankful for. But honestly, guys, I don't know how Twitter is reacting right now. Right after I make this video, I'm literally just going to check Twitter because I can only assume it's a freaking war zone on Twitter. That's the main thing I'm worried about. What I'm personally going to do is, in the coming days, I'm going to look at how the public is receiving, and I'm going to assume it's pretty bad. Anyways, we're going to lose this game. This guy's a 3-star dart, 3-star archer. We're cooked. We didn't even get goblins a single time, so I'm honestly very grateful that we're even getting a second here, but I'm going to look at the public reception of this, and honestly, let me know what you guys think in the comments of, I guess, how Merge Tactics will be affected. So I just checked Discord really quickly. I don't know. Some people are saying, oh, it's not that bad. I mean, I hope. Like, let's keep up the positivity, guys. But yeah, either way, I don't think it's going to affect Merge Tactics that bad because, quite frankly, I had the worst of expectations because, look, there were so many creators like Boss. Online, they're saying, brace yourselves multiple times. He came out with a video yesterday saying, oh, Clash Royale players, prepare yourselves. So I kind of had the worst thing in mind. I thought they would come out with level 16, but make it something absolutely like ridiculous. Maybe like 50,000 wild cards, or sorry, not 50,000, 100,000 wild cards. But I mean, the fact that they're making it just from that initial look on the graph, if you guys, or the chart, the table, got to go back to math class, but if you guys haven't checked out the progression comparison in the table, I would recommend that. It actually doesn't look too bad because, I mean, if you guys saw, they're taking out elite wildcards. For me, elite wildcards were just a pain in the bum to obtain because 50k elite wildcards are way harder to get than, like, I don't know, 20 champions, whatever, 5,000 commons. Like, those are a walk in the park compared to the wildcards. So I guess initially, I don't think it's as bad as I expected. Now, obviously, the addition of a whole new level is not going to be very good, but is it better than I expected? For me, it is. I'm not paid by... I know you guys are in the comments are saying, wow, you're paid by Super... I'm not paid by Supercell to say that, or anything like that. I just don't think it's going to be too bad. So, for me, it could even be good for Merge Tactics because you might have people just fully quitting Clash, just transitioning to Merge. Like, oh, if Merge is it's free to play, right? Like, now that Clash is even more pay to win, which is my initial assumption, well, Merge Tactics is free to play, so why don't we just play that game mode instead? Or people are already playing Merge Tactics might just fully transition. I'm trying to look at the bright side of things. Look, it's pretty grim, I'm not going to lie. Anyways, let's go for the Knight here, upgrade the Goblin as well. I think I'll sell the Skeleton Dragons, go for the Valkyrie. Let's get that double Juggernaut. Let's sub in the Skeleton Dragons as well just to get that coaching modifier trait. And I'll probably go like this. And I think I will actually sell the Goblin and I'll upgrade the Baby Dragon here. So we do get the Thrower's trait as well. I'll summon the Archer just to get that clan synergy. And all of a sudden, our comp is looking pretty decent. Oh, actually, we need to put in the skeleton. I totally forgot about the coaching modifier. Hopefully, we stay alive. But look, that's my take on it so far. I really don't know. Like, based on the chart, it doesn't look too bad. So, hope. Look, hopefully, let's leave it at that. I have some hope that it's not going to affect the game too much. As long as Merge Tactics does come out with a decent update, I think we'll be good long term. But I'm a little worried right now how it's going to go. Anyways, guys, look, Loon gameplay, a little boring. I'm sorry about that, but I just don't know what to expect in the coming days. And I'm very curious what you guys think in the comments. Let me know. I'm sure... I don't even know if any of you guys know because they just came out. They didn't even make like a formal announcement on YouTube or anything. They've been dodging it for quite a few days. Maybe it's been to try to get publicity off of it, but I feel like indirectly they've sort of put more public attention onto the removal of elite wildcards. So there we go. My only takeaway from this, if you guys need one takeaway, is I wouldn't worry too much about merge tactics specifically. But look, other than that, it is pretty grim. Let me know what you guys think about in the comments. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.